Okay, interesting question for an interview that. How would you deal with a difficult product stakeholder? Well, part of me always thinks back to a certain stakeholder that I asked to leave the meeting. They didn't appreciate it, but they left and things got a lot better. But what we have to understand is, what's the product stakeholder being difficult about? Okay, are they being difficult because they don't understand the process? They genuinely have been invited to a meeting and they've not been prepped. And so, particularly in early days of adopting Scrum, adopting Agile ways of working, senior leaders are not used to this. They're not used to the idea of turning up to a meeting and seeing something that's not completely polished and perfected. So their expectations are to see something polished and perfected. And then they see what your team created in a few weeks. And that bothers them because it's different, it's new, it's not as good. And they, through their seniority, often have a voice in the room and they deploy it. So in that situation, we want to be talking to them before they turn up to maybe the sprint review. Help them understand. They're bright people, they will understand. It's not a difficult conversation by any means, but you have to be really clear. You're used to seeing things that have had 6 months, maybe 18 months worth of work. The people in there know they're presenting to you, and they're spending time not working on the product, but working on the presentation for you. We're not doing that. Instead, we're taking some work and we're working on it for very short periods of time to work with you to understand whether or not we're solving your problem. We aren't going to spend the time polishing it and perfecting it to present it to you. What we want to do is work fast, work to a high quality, but work quickly, so that when you see stuff, you can help us course correct. You can tell us whether you like it or you don't like it, so that we don't waste time, we don't waste money. Right? And anything that takes away from that, preparing slide decks, setting up meeting rooms, we're not going to do, because again, it's taking away from delivering the thing that makes this customer happy, that makes this organisation amazing. Right? It's not a difficult conversation, they get it. They're like, okay, you're working quick, you're doing small bits of work and you want us to feedback. Okay? Getting them engaged can be difficult, I'm not going to lie. Getting them into the room once you've said that, some of them will go, I'm used to seeing it after 6 months when it's all complete, it's a waste of my time. Right? And you need to work with them, help them understand the value of iteration, the value of fast feedback. Okay? But they come round. Maybe it is going to take months, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it's minutes, and they just look at it and they have the epiphany and they understand where you're coming from. They're like, yeah, I get it, I'm going to turn up. And that's wonderful. But they are going to go on their own pace. What your job there is to support them, partner with them in that journey. Not disabuse them, not offend them, but not exclude them either. You want to include them as much as possible, but be there helping them understand there's good citizens in this process and there are poor citizens. Okay? They want to be good citizens. They also want to get the stuff that they want to get. Okay? And what we have to help them understand is they will get it. It's just going to take some time. Okay? So very often that is when I see poor stakeholders, that's what's happening, is they don't know that it's all changed because nobody's told them. Simple as that. So they turn up to a meeting, they have expectations, those expectations aren't met, and they're upset because they're busy people and they've just wasted maybe a couple of hours. So get out there and talk to them beforehand. If, however, you have had that conversation and they're still getting upset, what we need to do is start looking at why they're getting upset. Okay. We've explained where we're coming from. Again, smart people, they understand that, but it's not working for them. Okay. So this is really where you switch wholeheartedly into listening mode. Go and talk to them. Go and ask them what they're expecting, why they're expecting that, how you as a team could satisfy them. Okay? And together, okay, you will learn an awful lot about the expectations. Maybe it is that they understand the iterative approach. Maybe they understand how Scrum works, but it's not helping them. Okay? Because they have deadlines, they have pressures, they have a lot of things that aren't necessarily visible to you or your teams. Okay? But understanding it, you may be able to help them, and it's about working with them. How do we make you look good? How do we help you succeed? Right? Not by going away from what we're doing, but how do we help you? Okay? Reach that hand out. They very often will take it. They will say, okay, what can we do? I need this. It needs to look like that. Okay, well, do you understand that if we create this extra report, we're going to lose time building products? Right? Are the stakeholder community happy with that? And if they are, then maybe that's what we need to do. For where the organisation is today, where this product is today, maybe we're going to be less efficient than we could be. And that's okay. It is not about being the best. Okay? The whole idea behind Agile is about being better. Okay? So, not best, better. And every time we're working with a stakeholder, we have to remember they are good at their jobs. They are amongst the best at what they do. Okay? And we do not have the best way of working. What they're doing works for them, but we might have a better way. And we can work with them and help them understand that and realise that. And slowly, over time, we're going to capture those people's interest and hopefully their advocacy. And then the next step gets easier. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.